enjoy each other's company. Alan K. Parlow, there is zero reason for you to be doing that, darling. Ay, ay, ay. Little squirrely today, my dear. All right, so Indus Valley Civilization. Now, we're talking about ancient India. So one of the things we need to get in our brain noggins here, because when we talk about the Indus Valley Civilization in particular, ancient India encompasses more than just what is India today. For example, we're going to be talking about the present-day country, the location of the present-day country of Pakistan, which they didn't separate until like 1947, 1948. So for almost all of time, that was India, but now it is not. So we're going to be talking about some areas outside of what's traditionally India today, but was always historically India. So this is where we have the Indus Valley today, in this green color there. Now tell me, if this is what the Indus Valley looks like today, what do we think people have been doing in the Indus Valley for probably, 5,000 years? What say you, Aiden? He says planning stuff, which is correct. What's a fancy word for planting? Karachi. Agriculture, yes. Oh, I'm so sorry. She beat you to the punch, Mr. Estep. Was that what you were going to say, dude?
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm proud of you, Austin. Distance high five. Whatcha? All right. So, yeah, agriculture is going to be a big thing. That's why people were there. The Indus Valley Civilization is one of the world's oldest civilizations. People are always going to wind up beating up each other in dark alleys, like questioning, was it Mesopotamia, was it China, was it India first? But it's up there. It's early, early, early. Why people get in fights about history? Because that's what really matters. Don't get in fights about history. Don't do that, guys. All right, so let's look at the geography a little bit. First thing we're going to see lots of are mountains. India is going to be surrounded by different mountain ranges, and this is going to wind up protecting India and keeping them safe from invaders. It's going to be one of those things that they are going to not expect invasion because it's such a safe location. Spoiler, there will be some invasions, so bummer. So first we have the Himalaya mountains here. You've probably heard of the Himalayas, of course, because there's this one really famous mountain in the Himalayas that's like really, really stinking tall. Well, a student just called it out. I was going to solicit the answer, but yes, Karachi, you are correct. It is Mount Everest, which Mount Everest is actually in the present-day country of Nepal, but it borders along with India. So we got the Himalaya mountains, which is our big stinking deal because they're gigantic. We also have the Hindu Kush Mountains over here, going and making it so basically, if you want to get to India, you're going to have to go through a mountain range unless you find the little teeny tiny Khyber Pass, which the Aryans will, and we'll talk about them later. Madeline, Kate, Partlow, I love you dearly, but it looks like you're doing something nefarious. So do I need to come over and confiscate the note that you're probably writing to Mariah, which is the most logical thing, which is silly because you're going to be able to talk to her and right after class anyways. She's turning red, guys. It's awesome. So just stop. Take your notes. Goodness gracious. We're going to have plenty of time for that. I promise, darling, because we're going to work on maps soon. All right. Then we have our Eastern and Western Ghats. I hope I didn't embarrass you. Good. She says she didn't. Although she's probably he's kind of embarrassing me how he won't get off the topic and is still talking about me to all these people. I mean, you've all been there, right? Isn't this so obnoxious of me? Wow. Okay. Love you. All right. So there are monsoons is another thing that we need to be thinking about. Now, monsoons are seasonal winds. Now, there is a dry monsoon and a wet monsoon. The wet monsoon is what a lot of people think about. It's when all of the winds, they blow across the Arabian Sea and they pick up all this water and it rains and rains and rains and rains. And I mentioned that it rains an awful lot during the summertime, during the wet monsoon season. But this is actually really good. Well, it's good and bad. Good because you get plenty of water so you can have lots of crops and it's awesome. Bad because Nicholas's house floats away in a flood. Sorry, dude. Good thing you have insurance, right? You're thinking of Mesopotamia with the Tigris-Euphrates rivers. Yes. Awesome. Yep. Karachi just made the connection about how ancient peoples had this kind of problem where water can be a blessing and a curse. In the wintertime, you get all this super duper cold air coming from the Himalayan mountains, and that is going to wind up going and drying things out. and being really, really chilly. We're going to see they're actually going to divide. They're actually going to go and like design their houses in order to like harness the use of the monsoon winds for like natural air conditioning and stuff. And we're going to talk about rivers while we're here. Now, there are many, 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 many rivers in India, but we are only really going to talk about two. Well, let's talk about the Brahmaputra a little bit, but mostly the Ganges River and the Indus River. So those are going to be our main two things, the Ganges River and the Indus River. But there are lots of other rivers because India is huge. India is considered a subcontinent because it has its own tectonic plates. I mean, that's how we have the Himalaya mountains, because we have the tectonic plate under India and then going and smushing and making all these gigantic mountains. Let me get to Austin and then I'll get to you. Yes, Austin.
So it's kind of like when we only focused on the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. So this is basically Tigris and Euphrates rivers for India.
For India, yeah, cool. Divine, sir? Oh, Divine just added a wonderful tidbit of fact. It has over 1 billion people. He's right. Yeah, it's the second most populated country in the world. Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of parallels. And one of the things that's kind of cool is we know that the people of Mesopotamia, like the Sumerians, interacted with the people of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, which is like crazy because there's like thousands and thousands of miles in between them, but yet they managed. Yes, Carson, sir.
The Ganges River kind of sounds like Gandhi, who, fun fact, was from India.
Yes, thank you, sir. I love it. Okay, so here's a bigger picture of that because everything looks good big. That's not true. Everything does not look good big. But I'm thinking like, the pimple that's on my nose doesn't look good big. My face at all doesn't look good big. So tell me, my cherubs, what are some things that you notice on this map about the geography that we did not mention in the last slide? The Macarena. Has nothing to do with this slide, but Karachi. All right, Karachi knows right off the bat that India is a peninsula. Congratulations. All right, anything else? My main man Aiden mentioned deserts when he thought about it, and we've got the Thar Desert right here. Big old honking desert. Yay, indeed. We got the Deccan Plateau right here. We also have some other mountain ranges going along. We see a lot of India is above sea level. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, let's move on. So, like I said, where we're talking about today is in present-day Pakistan, which is historical India. Okay, you can skip the second bullet because, like, we've talked about the Indus Valley Civilization like 37 times. So if you don't like know that we're talking about the Indus Valley Civilization, nice cacti, bro. Like, where have you been? And the two places we're going to talk about, we've got Harappa, which we see there's a blue star, and then Mohenjo-daro, which is probably the most fun of the places to say, is the red star over yonder. And that, my cherubs, is our notes for the day. All right? So I'm going to stop this recording. Do I have questions? Do I have comments? Do I have anything that your heart just needs answered?